Donald Trump just took office and the Bulls are here. What is going on, traders? You guys all had a great long weekend. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm setting up my chart for this week and the upcoming weeks, as well as preparing you guys to trade the best setups at the best prices. So I was going to clean my chart up, but I wanted to do it live with you guys to show you how I'm making my levels and how I'm preparing myself to trade for the next month or so. So all of these red dotted lines in this range that we're trading in between 582.21 and 604.76, all these dotted lines are gaps. Okay, these are gaps on SPY's charts that SPY has closed at and have not filled. So these are the ranges that I first put in. I try to find as most gaps in a range because we know SPY fills its gaps, and the strategy that I'm very successful at, the gap close reversal strategy, these are my big levels that I want to be playing. And then I'm going to go to my weekly time frame, okay? As soon as we put the previous closing prices on there, we go to the weekly time frame. Now, I want to be marking out the previous high and low of the week prior. So I'm going to put in the previous high of last week, and then I'm going to put in the previous low of last week. Okay? So we're trading in a little big of a range, to be honest. It's a quite a big pocket here, but it's okay. This is what I do. And for instance, this candle, we would do it, right? We do it for every weekly candle. That's just how I do it. So now we got that under control. Now let's click the 30-minute time frame. You know what? Before I click the 30-minute time frame, I just want to point out the weekly, right? The weekly candle is extremely bullish, right? A big engulfing candle, but it's kind of at a head and shoulders pattern. So this is why we have our gaps here. I want to be watching for 601.35, to be honest. I think this is going to be a great short, potential short, 601.35. But remember, the trend is bullish. Screw what shape it is. It doesn't matter. We're making higher highs. We're making higher lows. And SPY right now, the stock market is insanely bullish. Do not bet against it until we have confirmation. Then I'm going to go to the 30-minute time frame. I'm going to go back, I don't know, like a week or 2 weeks maybe, depending, right? And then I'm going to start looking for floors and roofs, right? So as of right here in the pre-market, I'm going to take the high of this day, right? I'm just looking for big rejections, right? Previous rejections and turned into supports. You're going to follow this across. Okay, we got some more levels down. And you could even end up putting last week, you go to the high, low of every single day, but you don't really need to. This is the range we're trading in, so these are the levels that I'm putting in. And this is just for next week, by the way. And then I'll go back to right here. Okay, so now we have some levels to be working off of, okay? They're all, when I do these key levels, guys, they're general areas. So you see, for instance, this level right here is 593.94. Yes, it could extend to 595. This is why we use confirmation on the 30-minute time frame before taking any trades. So the biggest levels we're going to be watching moving into this week, right? We always zoom out and look left. This is how we get the most ideal situation. This is how we get the most confirmation. So since we made that low at 575, we're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So this is the trend that we're in right now. But if you look at the previous resistance around this level, right? Look at the previous, when we hold it support, we rock it. Once we reject it, we dump. Once we come up to it, we dump. We're at the same level that we've been rejecting off of, right? Look where we ended up closing. So what I want to see is us, as soon as we get over 599.50, I'm going to be looking, because look at the resistance here, right? January 6th. Once we break above, we're going to rock it to 601.35. And if you watch, I'm going to make this yellow just because I'm going to scroll out right now, just so you can see. So this yellow gap is a gap that needs to be filled. Look at the previous floor that we had at this gap. Look at the floor, look at the resistance. Look at the resistance, right? So once we hold 599.50, this is going to be the best potential short level with confirmation, okay? We already know the weekly is extremely bullish, the daily is extremely bullish, but this is a level that we could get a healthy pullback at because this is a floor, right? And this is the level where we're wrong once, because if we come up for the gap close reversal at 601.35 and we're still strong, we swap sides and ride this to the next gap, the next area of resistance, which the chart shows us it loves 604.70s to 605 level. So it's free money. So 601.35 is your wrong once level. Okay, so that's the put level, the best play towards the higher end of the channel. Now let's look back. So previous closing price of Friday, 597.58. If we end up gapping down and we start making our way up here, if we end up rejecting, I'm going to get puts all the way back down to Friday or to Thursday's resistance level. Thursday and Wednesday's resistance level at 593.94. This is an empty pocket again. If we reject here, we're not bouncing until we reach the previous resistance that we have yet to make support. You see how we blew through this resistance? Look at the resistance here, and we gapped up. SPY's don't want to come back down to retest a previous resistance into a support, because that's what SPY does. Coming down that low, we have another open gap. And if you look at the 30-minute time frame, this red line and this blue line, the blue line's the 100 moving average and the red line's the 200 EMA. We know that SPY likes to have big bounces from these levels. So for the best level for calls, 591.65 area, I'm going to be looking. And guess what? We're wrong once again here. If calls don't work at 591.65, say there's a big fake out, why is this not going to work? This is going to be a gap and go, because look at the CPI data news. Where are we going to go back down to retest what we blew through, right? So this is my next couple week trading plan, right? So 591.60s, I'm looking for calls, because if not, we're going to make a crazy bag to fill this gap from the CPI data. And 601.35, this is the best level potentially for puts. And if it doesn't work, it's free money calls all the way to fill this gap around the 605 level. So that is the trading plan. I cleaned up my chart. I made things very, very simple. Every red, every dotted line that you see on my chart is a gap. SPY fills its gaps. It's just a matter of time. Please put these on your charts. This is the levels to be watching, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to be a part of the #1 options Discord, the Daily Sniper, the link is in the bio. I'll see everyone tomorrow morning, a part of the community, and we are going to be live streaming at 9:15 a.m. Thank you guys for being here, and take care, guys.